What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another live stream for you guys. It is the second game of our Europa League campaign, and it is Ferencváros away in Hungary, Budapest. 5:45 kickoff in UK, so a nice early game to get your teeth bitten into tomorrow night. And yeah, it's a game that I'm looking forward to. We don't really know what kind of lineup is going to be deployed tomorrow with the injuries that we have going into it. But we've got a couple things that we're going to go through today. We got a small Tottenham update, match preview, and then the usual predicted lineup. But you excited for tomorrow, Sim?
Chance to go top of the league. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Because if we win, obviously, because of the early kickoff before everyone else plays, I'm assuming we go top. I don't know who else is playing early, but never not nice to see Tottenham sitting at the top of the league. So good chance, and I'm excited to see some young players get some minutes. Some young players we're all excited to see get some significant game time. And look, obviously we're expecting to win, and obviously it'll be disappointing if we don't get all 3 points. But European away days, doesn't matter who we come up against, it always seems to be a tough affair. We always seem to struggle. So if we can get a win tomorrow, it'll be very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we get into the game and the nitty-gritty of what we think is going to happen, we're going to go through a Tottenham update, starting off with Wilson Odobert, as Paul O'Keefe gave us a update on his injury. He says it's a hamstring, potentially out for another 6 weeks plus, which will take him out until the next international break. So I looked at the fixtures, seeing which game against Ferencváros and Brighton. West Ham at home, Alkmaar away, Palace away. Alkmaar at home, Palace away, Man City at home in the Cup, Villa at home, Galatasaray away, and then Ipswich at home, and then potentially with a return after that international break with Man City away.
Oh, so Odobert is going to come and win us the game at the Etihad. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, perfect timing. But look, in all honesty, in all seriousness, it's gutting for him because...
Oh, was that not serious that we're going to win at the Etihad?
No. Well, you never know with our current form, but look, Odobert came with such high promise, and the early signings we saw of him looked exciting, didn't they? He looked like the type of winger that could really bring something that we don't have in this squad, ability to take on his man, just have that fearlessness out wide. Obviously cover as well on the right-hand side for Brennan Johnson, who we don't really have. He was probably the best option on the right-hand side after Brennan, because we don't really have too many natural right wingers. So the fact it's such a serious injury, it didn't look so serious, did it, when he went down? It looked like maybe he just tweaked something, but maybe it seems to be more serious than that if he's going to be out for 6+ weeks.
Yeah, Ange did say straight after the game it looks like a significant injury, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And that has come to pass, and he is going to be out for a very long stretch of time, like 6 weeks. Usually, obviously, it's a hard one to take 6 weeks, but because we've got like 2 games a week leading up until that 6 week period, it's even more hard to take, isn't it?
So is it only Vicario left of the Ange signings who hasn't had a big injury?
Yeah, I think so, because Van der Ven, Maddison.
Solanke's had a injury.
Yeah, Solanke, I wouldn't say a big one though.
Yeah, but he was in for a month.
Yeah,
he was out
true.
for a month.
True.
Who else got, everyone's pretty much had their time out injured. Odobert's the next in line. I do wonder if it's a consequence of him coming into Tottenham and having a bit more intensity in the training and all that stuff we just saw last season. And it's also a common theme under Ange in his first season. He does when players come to his sides in their first season, they do tend to pick up a few injuries, and that's definitely happened last season. And obviously this season it's not too bad at the moment, but maybe Odobert's new to the team. It's a different type of intensity in training, different type of workout, and he's got to get used to it. Maybe that's a consequence of why he's picked up that injury. So it's a massive shame for him. Hopefully he comes back from it stronger. And it's so annoying because we've seen so little of him and we're really excited about him. And it was someone, when we saw him on the pitch, he seemed like a really exciting player, but not going to be able to see him for a couple of months. And I guess the even more frustrating thing is it's probably going to put a bit more pressure on Brennan to play even more minutes. So the thing is, of injuries, when you get injuries, it heightens the risk of other players getting injured because you have to overwork them and you have to play them more. So we have to manage that situation, I guess.
Well, it's lucky that we got a ready and waiting, chomping at the bit, Mikey Moore to step in. He's the next in line now because you got Sonny, who's obviously injured at the moment. So that leaves us with 3 fit senior players in the forward line, which is Solanke, Brennan. Well, if you want to just talk about the wingers, it's 2 with Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson. So surely it means that Mikey Moore should be getting significant game time.
Yeah, we'll see about Son. He apparently at the moment doesn't look too bad, but doesn't look like he's going to be fit for tomorrow. Probably, I wouldn't risk him for Brighton if he's still struggling. So, hopefully we'll have Son after the international break, though. I mean, depends if he plays for Korea or not, or picks up another injury, but hopefully we'll have him back. So we've still got a few options. Obviously, Decky can do a job out wide if we really need him to, but don't really want him to do that.
Hopefully, I'd rather put Mikey Moore out on the right than have Decky there, to be honest.
Hopefully, Richarlison is getting back to full fitness as well. Apparently, he's back on the grass, although looks like he hasn't travelled for tomorrow, so he's not fit yet. But hopefully, he's going to be maybe with a view of him being fit for after the international break as well. So a few players coming back to full fitness. Hopefully this Odobert injury won't be felt too much, but it's a shame for him because wanting to impress for his new club and starting with a serious injury. We saw last season Manor Solomon, similar situation with him where he came in, started decently, and then picked up a serious injury, and unfortunately we never really saw him again for the whole season. Hopefully Odobert doesn't go in the same way as that.
Yeah, bloody hell, let's hope so. Talking about Rodrigo Bentancur, Paul O'Keefe said there's no news yet, but he suspects that Tottenham are looking at whether the FA have jurisdiction due to it being at a time when he was on international duty, and that could form a basis of an appeal. Which is an interesting one because I was at the time when this happened, obviously the whole Enzo thing happened, and that's why the FA can't punish Enzo, is because he was on international duty. But I think the difference between the Bentancur and the Enzo thing is that Bentancur actually did this interview like just before he was officially on international break.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I guess it all goes down to technicalities, and I guess Tottenham will be looking at any kind of loophole they can find to kind of make sure that the FA don't have jurisdiction, because obviously they had gone away for international duty. Tottenham had released him at that point to the Uruguay national team, but he actually hadn't yet joined up with the national team, I think, at the time. I can't remember. I think that was the case.
Yeah.
He hadn't actually joined up with the national team yet, and hadn't actually started training yet. So was he still with Tottenham then, or was he with Uruguay? I guess Tottenham have a case.
He was in no man's land.
Yeah, kind of in no man's land. I guess Tottenham do have a case to say we'd released him. He wasn't under our... I don't know what you'd call it, our care, our responsibility at that point. So whatever he did after we release him, Tottenham should be punished for that. And I guess Uruguay would say, well, I guess he's already banned for Uruguay, but they're saying, I guess maybe that the case would be, well, actually he hadn't joined up yet with the national team, so technically he is still with Tottenham at that point. So however he does is still under the FA. So it's up to the lawyers to decide. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know who's right, who's wrong, but be interesting to see where it lands. Hopefully, I mean, he doesn't get banned for it. But if he does get banned for it, we just have to face. He's just gonna have to face the music because what he said is unacceptable. So at the end of the day, he can't really blame anyone but himself if he does get banned. But let's see if he gets off on a technicality. Yeah,
we'll see what happens with that one. But as of now, there is no news about Rodrigo Bentancur, and apparently the Spurs are trying to that could form a basis of appeal, him not being with Tottenham at that moment in time. Let's move on and